Live. This is One for the Record. I'm Diana, and today is Tuesday, May 15th, 2012, Tuesday evening. And here's your update for today. I'd like to do an update with Dutch Sense first on what he has to say. I might show him. Let me show him real quick. Here we go. We'll do Paul Bigley's technology. Here we go. Let's line you up. It's starting to rain. Here we go. Whoa. Bear with me. I'm trying to get it. This is how I do it. Alright, let's see what Dutch Sense has to say. Sounds like it's getting ready to pour over here. Wow, we're just gonna slow it down, aren't we? Okay, let's do it this way.
Dutch Sense here. 3:44 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday, May 15th, 2012. We're looking at in telecast. I've got the Continental Radar View turned on, plus Titan Storm Tracking, and National Weather Service alerts. Now you can see there's two distinct spots standing out here. Basically South Texas, South Florida, going northeast through North Carolina. Now let's first look at Texas. Brownsville, Texas, north to Houston. Strong cell thunderstorms. It's a small low pressure system spinning here. So you can see the direction is pointed down to the southwest and then further to the southeast as it comes around the bottom side of the storm. Now the center of the storm is rotating to the northeast, and we'll see this push to the north-northeast, most likely over Louisiana, southern Mississippi, even into Alabama as the day goes on into tonight. Now let me go ahead and turn off Titan Storm Tracking, which is showing hail and strong cell thunderstorms, by the way. And you can see the color key down here in the lower left-hand corner. Bright pink at the center of these cells indicates strong winds and hail. Also, it looks like it's going all the way up here just south of Shreveport. Strong winds and hail as well. And computer looks like that's clustering out into strong cell thunderstorms. This most likely will become damaging winds and hail as it passes east-northeast. Now look at Florida, and you can see down here in South Florida the Keys down here near Key Largo going north through Miami right up through Orlando. The computer has hail detected at all these different cells, and then going further north, National Weather Service has issued multiple severe thunderstorm warnings and watches. So the warnings are in the dark yellow, and that would be down here near the border of Georgia and South Carolina. Also up here at the border of Kentucky and North Carolina, and also even maybe extending as far north as Richmond, Virginia eventually here over the next few hours. So it's been several days with clear weather pretty much. It seems like Texas keeps getting it each day, but now we're starting to see it push east-northeast, and we have another system off the west, and there's actually two systems. Let me back it out here. Okay, you've got one further north up here near the Gulf of Alaska coming in over British Columbia, and then a further system down here to the south. And let me animate this. The system down here to the south is actually going to pull further south. I don't know how much further, maybe even with Baja, Mexico. But eventually it will be pushed east-northeast as well. And when that happens, we may see additional severe weather develop off this storm when it comes ashore. Now let me zoom in. And they have been hitting this with chemtrail activity, seeding it up, and you can see the remnants right here, these two strips with another one going through it. They've been flying at an angle from the center of the storm outwards, and you can see the curvature on the way they were flying already. That's not the clouds doing that on their own. That's the way they flew through earlier today. Okay, so I don't know if that's going to intensify or de-intensify the storm. It just depends on what they're putting in there. So watch that as well. Hang in there, folks. Looks like the western portion of the country right now is doing all right. So that's good news. We saw all that severe weather over the past several weeks, and this past week it really died out and gave us a big clear week over pretty much the entire country. So let's hope that continues on, and we'll have to wait and see what happens with this next storm. Cheers, folks.
Alrighty then, we're having a huge storm here. Hopefully I won't lose any power. Let me get you going there. There you go. Let's see if we're back. Let's get out of here. Wow. But I wanted you guys to see that, so heads up. Let's see what else is going on here. Wow. You can hear the rain probably over the microphone. It's so bad. Alrighty then. Let's see what else we're doing here. Alright, now let's go into Earth Changes, SOT.net. 3 forest fires burn out of control in Alberta. Fire ban in effect. That's CBC News. Wow, you can hear it coming down. First time in 50 years snow hits Bosnian capital. Pacific Mystery, what's killing the dolphins and the pelicans? And that was yesterday's. So let's see if there's anything else. No. Okay, so we're done with that one. Moving on. Hopefully we won't lose power or anything. This is not good. Sounds bad out there. There was a tornado in North Brevard County somewhere. Haven't found out all the details, but earlier tonight there was a tornado in central Florida, North Brevard County. Heads up with these storms. It's pretty hot outside still, and it's very warm, humid. Now here comes another thunderstorm. Global economic woes growing. India warns a Burgonian economic crisis as deficits soars. And this is out of New Delhi. Earth resources being consumed faster than they're being replaced, warns new report. Oh. Europe prepares for chaos as Greece plans default and exit from Eurozone. Some kind of video here. Let's see. Everything's slowing down. Heat waves and brush fires predicted to hammer New South Wales, Australia. And winter returns to Bosnia, Sarajevo, hit by latest snowstorm in 50 years. And again, yesterday, 40 killed in violent hailstorm in China. Hailstorms relentless since May 8th. I reported on all that. Now, here's a new one for you. We'll do, let's do, Paul Bagley's channel now. Pastor Paul Bagley. Paul Bagley 34 is the channel. He's excellent. Let's go up here. I had it all set up for you. Hopefully you'll be able to see this stuff, because I can't monitor it. See if we can replay this. Okay. Okay, let's go here. For some reason it doesn't have a replay on this. So we'll go back one. It's okay, Max. And now we'll go for it. It was all set up, but I don't know. I think because everything's starting to glitch because of the lightning outside my window. Alright, let's do his famous technology here. Here we go. Here's something for you guys to see. Let me turn it up. Stop, Max. See if I can full screen it for you. It's pouring down here. Let's hope it'll load. Look how slow. Oh, so slow, Bright House. There we
go. Are you serious? We already know that the Chinese government, the People's Republic of China, has already acquired a U.S. bank, the U.S. Bank of Asia. It has 13 branches in America, some of them in New York, some of them in California. Their acquisition took over $2.5 trillion worth of assets. The reason they acquired the bank, it's simply the bank was broke. In Proverbs 22:7, the Bible tells us that the borrower will become a servant to the lender. Well, America is becoming a slave to the Chinese government. Not only has the first bank, and how did that happen? Well, that was the same day that President Barack Obama said that he believed in gay marriage. The whole world went crazy, and everybody focused on him and Joe Biden and even what Mitt Romney had to say against it. While the world focused on that subject, the Federal Reserve went ahead and adopted a resolution to give the permission to the Chinese government, not Chinese companies. I'm not talking about the Chinese companies. I'm talking about the Chinese government. 100% the government to start acquiring American banks. And they agreed to let it happen. And before the afternoon was over, China had acquired a bank. And they will continue to acquire banks in America as in the next few months, they will acquire bank after bank after bank. And some of you, your very mortgage that you have on your home, you'll be paying it to the People's Republic of Communist China. Deal with that for a minute. While you do, understand that J.P. Morgan, our biggest investment bankers, the most powerful group, the king of Wall Street, just lost $2 billion in 6 weeks. And because of that, they've been downgraded. And because of that, the S&P is now looking like there could be a complete, like a house of cards. Our stock market has become a joke. The gold in Fort Knox, what gold in Fort Knox? It's been moved to China, folks, being held there in reserve as collateral on our trillions of dollars of debt. That's not good enough. China's now looking at this heavy leverage against us. They just bought 200 acres of land just next to Milan, Michigan, in between Detroit and Toledo, Ohio, in a nice farming community. They're going to build a city, a China city. No. A China city, completely owned by the Chinese government. And all the people living in it will be Chinese citizens. Also, they're going to build one in Idaho and in Utah. It's begun, folks. It has begun. Hang on. So why is the Obama administration allowing the Chinese government to now buy up the United States oil and gas reserves? And we're talking billions of dollars. In a time when we need to have energy independence, we're allowing the Chinese government to purchase our oil deposits? What? And our gas? We're already slaves to the petroleum addiction that we have with the Middle East because we don't use our own natural resources. Why in the world would you buy gas from the Middle East, oil from the Middle East, but sell your oil reserves, your natural resources, to Communist China? It almost sounds like there's no longer going to be individual nations, but a one world government, a new world order. Or as the Bible calls it, the beast. Now, let me read this to you quickly, and then we're going to grab your Bible. The scriptures, first of all, here's what's going on. Why is the Obama administration allowing the Chinese government to buy up U.S. oil and gas deposits worth billions of dollars? It's a great question. It's happening. Oh, you didn't know about it because MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, or none of the other jokers are going to tell you anything about it. Okay? Why? Because they're all part of it in some way or another. If we're trying to become independent of foreign oil, then why is the Obama administration allowing the Chinese government to buy up the U.S. oil and gas deposits worth billions of dollars? And I'm not going to put, let me just be honest, I'm not political at all. It's not all on Obama either. The congressmen are doing the same. They're being quiet. They're being silent about these banks being acquired. That Federal Reserve approval, every Republican on the Hill knows about it, and so does every Democrat, and nobody's saying a word. Because the sweetheart deals and the golden parachutes that these guys are going to acquire are so big, they're selling out America. Now, why would this go on? This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. The United States is desperately in need to maintain control over its own domestic energy resources so that we can end our addiction to foreign oil. As I have written about previously, says the writer, the United States actually has plenty of oil, and that is true. If we would simply use the resources that we already have, we would never have to import a single drop of foreign oil, but instead, we continue to be the largest importer of oil on the planet. And we are now allowing China to rapidly buy up our oil and gas deposits inside the United States. This is fundamentally wrong. It is a serious threat to our own national security. But apparently, everything isn't for sale now with the United States. You know why? Because we're broke, busted, and disgusted. We have become a servant to the lender. Now, who are these agencies buying up the oil? Well, I've highlighted it for you. First company is the CNOOC, which is the China National Offshore Oil Corporation. They are solely owned by the People's Republic of China. Wikipedia even says this corporation is 100% owned by the Chinese government. The CNOOC Group is a state-owned oil company fully owned by the government of the People's Republic of China and the State-Owned Assets Supervision and Administration Commission of the State Council. The SAC performs the rights and obligations and shareholders on behalf of the government. The second corporation that's buying up the oil is Sinopec Corporation. Sinopec Corporation is owned by the Chinese government. This isn't Chinese companies. Let's be honest. Let's be real. We're talking about the Chinese government is buying our oil because our lawmakers are allowing it. Where does that take us? Go to Revelation. Chapter 13. Communist China will take over America, if I'm correct. I'm not prophesying it, but I did have a vision and a dream of where they did in 1994. But only God knows. I'm still praying for the power of prayer to turn the tide. This could be a warning. This dream could have been a warning. And he doth great wonders, so that makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, or 666. Are you saved? I'm telling you, it's coming upon us. Are you saved?
Wow. Okay. And we're back. I thought you would like that. That's like the real latest news on what's going on. So, let's see what else do I have for you real quick. I have something out of Fukushima. Hopefully, see, I can't even check this until after I stop the thing, so, and pause it and preview it. Hopefully, it came out all right. I just want to publish this so you get this out as soon as possible to you, all the info. Now, we're doing the E-Energy News, and I ran across Dr. Bradford Weeks, MD. As a medical doctor, he states, I would want the government to tell me, is it based on a new discovery, or is it to keep people calm while they are being poisoned? Now, this has to do with the this has to do with how they keep raising the levels of what's safe, the amount of radiation people get. Though instead of saying it's a hazard and evacuating everybody, what they're doing is raising the limits that people can have. And this doctor is Dr. Bradford Weeks, MD, did about an hour show, but I'm just showing, you can hear what he says. He says the same thing. Here we go. You ever hear this stuff on the news? I'm just going to play him, because I don't want any copyright infringement, so I'm not going to turn the screen around. You can just hear him. That's legal.
So when the government makes a change like that, as a medical doctor, I would want the government to tell me, is that change based upon new science, new discovery, or is it just to keep the people calm while they are being poisoned?
There you go. My goodness. See, it's going to affect all of us. This radiation from Fukushima, it's just going to affect all of us. And now the scientists and the doctors are saying, hey, 360, what's really going on? See, it's going to affect everybody. Doesn't matter. Like Dr. Deagle says, you could be a millionaire, billionaire, and a movie star too. You're getting the radiation also. Let's see if we go back to, here we go. Here comes your E-Energy News for today. Let's go to the top. E&E News, Energy News. Alrighty then. Hopefully you see me. Doesn't matter, I guess. Let me go and click on here real fast. Yeah, you can see me. Not that you want to. Here you go. Alrighty. New Goddard's Journal. Landmark study presents strongest evidence to date that cancer risk not only exists at low doses of radiation, but may be even greater per unit of dose than at higher doses. Senator doesn't dispute Fukushima a national security issue. Questions about how much U.S. can dictate to Japan. I don't think diplomacy is needed at all anymore. You just get in there and shut it off. Whoever gets in there and shuts it off and figures it out, like I said, somehow you're going to transport all those spent fuel rods, I don't care, from all the nuclear plants, and you shoot them out into space and not towards our sun. Shoot them out, then let them empty out, and space will cool them right away. U.S. Senator on Fukushima reactor number 4 building, particularly troubling, structurally unstable. Significant number of unanswered questions. It really just takes your breath away. Yeah, it's going to take everyone's breath away. Shocked. NHK chairman named to TEPCO board of directors. Doctor, did Japan raise radiation limits to keep people calm while they're being poisoned? Wow. Didn't they raise the limits in some other countries too? Heads up! Heads up now. Wake up, everybody. Magazine headline. Radioactive black dust striking Tokyo metropolitan area. I've been told it's everywhere in the city, says reporter. Japan physicians. 1 million will develop cancer and die from Fukushima radiation using experts' figures. That's about how many died so far in the past 3 years from Chernobyl. More than 1 million people. That's where cancer comes from. It comes from radiation. Cigarettes have a polonium in it. That's radiation. This is where the cancer comes from. Radiation. Heads up. Cesium spike in Tokyo Bay is no immediate threat to health. No, not immediately. When they say it's not immediately, Fukushima contamination increases up to 1,200% since August. Levels will continue rising for years. It just accumulates. It's not going away, boys and girls. Till you really turn it off and ship it off the planet. And we have that technology. And yesterday, Professor shocked the core completely liquefied. There's nothing left. There's no hook. There's no remaining collapsed core. You got. Let me check and see if there's anything new in the U.S. just in case. We'll check the whole U.S. It's not ever a lot of news. No. Nothing new there. Let's go into the watchers. Watching the world. Because I didn't get them. Okay. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. Latest headlines, the watchers. 5 foods you would never eat if you really knew what they were. Oh. Okay. I don't know. I'm not going to transfer over to see what they are. Well, let's do it anyway. Let's go see what the 5 foods you would really never eat if you really knew what they were. Here we go. Going into it. There's a picture of a cow or steer. What are the 5? I'm looking for it. Oh, here it is. And they talk about it again. Here we go. Today we are featuring one of the corporate favorites. Chemical washed connective tissue with pus, milk cheese, topped with hormone-laden special sauce on a bleached bun, cheeseburger with non-organic ketchup and mayo. It comes with, here we go, here's the other part of it, a 16-ounce ice-cold glass of carbonated aborted fetal cell soda Pepsi. Oh, I keep telling you about Pepsi. There's always something about it I didn't like, man. I always drank Coke. Not that that's... I know that's better than better than Pepsi. You know? I don't care. I like drinking my Coca-Cola. I don't know. There's a plus for it. Even though I know it can give you diabetes. No, it's a liquid candy bar. But you know what? There's a point where I don't care. I like Coca-Cola. That's my downside. What else do we got here? Oh, try our buffet of ocean scavengers from radioactive ocean, hand wrapped in abused pig, shrimp wrapped in bacon. What else they got here? Oh, beef. Here's a wake-up call. This is terrible. Beef, pork, turkey, chicken, milk, and eggs are not grown in a package at a grocery store. Most of them are all loaded up with MSG and colored with toxins. Oh, okay, that's enough. It's like there's nothing left to buy or eat unless you do it yourself. And then Alex Jones says, God forbid that you end up, you know, having raw milk, anything, or garden, because they're trying to make that against the law for some reason. You know, that's terrible. Let's go back now. We shouldn't have even read that. Oh, hope you're not eating. I'm sorry. That was bad. Okay, next. I'm not going to keep going with it. Caltech researchers gain greater insight into earthquake cycles. EU physicists used 20 new satellites to forecast space weather. And then yesterday, dust storm in the Middle East. Wow. Thunder and boom, 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 and bunch of boom booms outside. Alrighty then. That was your news for today. Hopefully it was a little interesting. I wish I had that thing that you can that you could take your laptop and whatever I'm seeing, they project it on to the video. I don't have that technology yet, but I'm getting there. Also, you know those lights that you have outside for your little walkways and gardens? May I suggest something? It's not a prepper thing, but it's good to have. Because I just thought of that. You know, the dome light in my car doesn't work. So, if I had one of those little solar-powered, you know, LED lights, you know, you stick it in your garden, have it, you know, charge it up, and then throw it in the car at night, you know, cover it up, and then if I need to see something, I can pull it out. Geez, that would be cool. Or, you know, in case of an outage, if you have a couple of those sitting, maybe you stick it in a bottle, glass bottle, put mine in a plastic bottle, and stick it in the window. Hey, then when it gets dark, there's your night light. I mean, you can barely see with it, but at least you're not in total darkness, okay? You know what I'm talking about? A little lights, you can get them at, you know, all kinds of, you know, garden stores. And it's for the front of your house, and it lights up real pretty all night long. It's good to have in emergencies. Solar powered. Instead of getting them dirty and putting them in your garden, you should put them in nice little bottles in the windows. And then at night, hey, you got yourself a little night light, don't you? Alrighty then. That was like a consumer activist little tip there for you guys. Take care. Have a wonderful Tuesday evening. It is 2 days down, 3 to go before the weekend. Look how fast it's going by. Incredibly fast. You guys take care, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Oop, there goes Max. He knows I'm getting ready to stop. Good night, Max. Good night, everybody. See you again tomorrow.